Welcome or welcome back to my channel and welcome to Bookmas. So for today's video, I thought we could do a little reading arcs for a week reading vlog because sometimes I go a little crazy on that request button on NetGalley, and sometimes they go a little crazy back and they approve me for quite a bit of arcs. So I have like 7 arcs to get through. I did already finish one and we'll talk about it in a little bit, but I thought I should put on my big girl pants and get those arcs read because I don't want my percentage on that galley to go down and for publishers or whatever to think I'm not reading these books. So let's talk about the arc that I did just finish. I finished it yesterday. It was Anderson in Bloom by Jennifer Dugan. I gave this one a solid 3 stars. We are essentially following Anderson, and she has like so much hate in her heart for her ex and Hollywood and everything. And she was a childhood star that kind of faded out of the picture, and she left that whole picture. She doesn't want anything to do with Hollywood anymore, and you are trying to find out why. When her ex and her childhood co-star Nikki appears in the picture, they were childhood stars, co-stars, and then turned into lovers in that same show. And you are finding out that Nikki is like this horrible person. She did something to Andy, and you don't know what it is. But Nikki recently came out with some news that she wanted to do like a tell-all memoir about her time in Hollywood, and Andy thought that she was doing that book to write about Andy's story. So she writes a fuck you text, and then she finds Nikki's in her small town, and you're just seeing them trying to work through the problems, and it's very messy. It is toxic, and it is it puts you in a weird position because you see them being so toxic and not knowing how to communicate and having so much drama from the time in Hollywood that you are like, how are we supposed to be rooting for these characters when they should not be together at this moment and maybe not ever, because it is very traumatic for both of them. Like seeing each other is very traumatic for both of them, and I just kind of wish we got a little bit more of the story. It is like 320 pages, this book, and I just think it could have been like maybe 400 pages or something, because I feel like we got a little bit surface level of the story, and I would have liked to know more about Nikki's story and what happened to her in their time apart, because they just kind of didn't really speak about that a lot. And I just think it was a little bit surface level. I still enjoyed it. Like that's what it is. Sorry, that's not a 5 star. It's a 3 star. That's why I gave it like a 3 star. It's middle of the road. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, and I kind of wish I got more because I heard great things about one of her books. I think it's The Ride of Her Life. It's like cowboy or cowgirl, whatever. It's like small town romance, but this one just didn't quite hit that mark, and I haven't like really found a 5 star read of a sapphic romance that isn't like Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and that is more like than just a romance. So I do have 2 more arcs that are sapphic, but I didn't want this to turn into reading sapphic arcs. So I don't know what arc I'll pick up next. I do have to work in like an hour or something, so I'll pick it up later. But I am in between Darkening Song, which is like, it says like for fans of Daisy Jones and the Six, Euphoria, and Lucky Squirrel Lives. So it's very intriguing, and I think it's gonna be a series on Netflix. And I also between that one and, oh, I forgot the name. Where the Wildflowers Grow. I think that one's like a historical fiction. I don't know. It's very intriguing, but I'll decide which arc I'm gonna read later because right now I gotta get to work. So I have about 20 minutes or so to read because I have to work at 10. It is 9:20, but I have to check one store before I go to my job. So I have like 10 or so minutes of reading. So let's get to it. So yesterday I ended up starting Darkening Song on my Kindle. As you know, it's an arc, so I just received ebook arcs. Anyways, I don't know if I told you about what this book was about. I am now like 7% through the book. I hope to read more today because I honestly just really have not a lot of days left to read. But in the blurb, it says that this is for fans of Daisy Jones and the Six, Euphoria, and Lucky's Girl Alive. And Euphoria, I love that series. I don't think anything could top that moment when everyone was watching it and we were just talking about it. And I had friends that I watched it with, just all that jazz. And obviously, Daisy Jones and the Six is just up there. Like the book, the series, that is just up there. The music, unbelievable. But on Goodreads, it says that this is a story about friendship and betrayal. It's a love story and a story about growing up in an industry which sometimes disregards the needs of young girls and women in favor of self interest. But more than anything, it's a story about redemption and the ways that hopes and dreams can come true in ways we least expect. I also found something interesting about this book, and that is that, first of all, this is a debut novel, but second of all, this author worked in the music industry, and I found it interesting that she decided to put her first book out and that it was about the music industry. And I think when I get farther into the book, I can maybe see more about what she learned in her time at the music industry, and I think that will show a lot in the story. Also, we are following two main characters. It is dual POV, and we are following Alora and Ava. And Alora is like the 16-year-old artist, and Eva is her manager at 18 years old. And that's at the part where I'm at. They met when one was 16 and the other was 18. And Eva just kind of went on a whim, and when she found Alora, she wanted to represent her, but she was just an intern, and she decided to just say that she could be her manager when she didn't have any experience. And it just says that like Alora has a past that comes out and it's dark and everything. And I'm just very excited to read the story. I am very intrigued because we don't know a lot, and as I said, right now I'm at the part where Eva just went on a whim and decided to put herself out for her career and decide that she could be a manager at one 18 and two when she was just an intern doing coffee runs. She has literally no experience, but she just wanted to prove herself basically. So I'm excited because I want to know what happened and what led to Alora being in the place that she is now. So I'll update you later. I have to work in about kind of 2 hours. So I have almost like an hour to read. So I'll keep reading. I am now about 20 something percent through my arc. And I like chapter by chapter, I get even more curious because I want to know what led to our main character being where she is now. I don't think that's a spoiler, but I don't want to say it just in case like you want to find out for yourself. But I want to know what happened. Who is this mysterious him we are referring to? Like what happened with her family, her dad, because her mom is kind of in the picture, but her dad is like this sore subject. And I literally just want to know all. This is like tea. You are just I want the gossip. I just want the gossip. But it is so interesting so far, and you can see how our I was gonna say our main character, the author of this book, you can see her profession in this book because you can see so much of the music industry and the way she talks about it and she wrote about it. You can tell that she worked through that environment and she knows a lot about it. So I'm very excited to see how this story like pans out. Everything that happens, I want to know what the betrayal was, and I just want to know everything. This just feels kind of like a tale all, and It's kind of like the vibe of Daisy Jones, so I'm very excited. I am curious as to why they say like Euphoria. Maybe because of the drugs. I don't know. I just want to find out. So I'm gonna shower. I'm gonna continue reading. I don't work tomorrow, so that's more reading time. I do have a wedding on Saturday, but I think I can read like in the morning or something. So I hopefully will have this book done by Sunday. And yeah, this reading blog might just be 2 books, but it will be 2 arcs that I give my feedback and 2 less on my list. And then I can get to the others with more time and everything. So I will probably see you tomorrow. And yeah, so I just hit the 50% mark into this book, and I still have a lot of questions, but I feel like we have been getting some answers, but at the same time, no, because I still don't know who the him we're talking so vague about is. Like, I had an idea, and then this other character was mentioned, and I thought, hey, was that him? And then that character hasn't been mentioned for like a couple of chapters, so I don't know what happened with that one. And then I'm thinking it is maybe her dad, but I'm not so sure how factable that could be. So I'm just here reading and reading, just trying to learn what is going on in this book and what the overall story is. Because I have some guesses. Because as I told you, this said that this was a story about friendship and betrayal, and based on our main characters, the manager and the artist, and where the artist is now, and how the POV of the manager kind of changes from being so insecure at first, and then how she deals with the fame and the money and everything. I can kind of guess what the betrayal could be, but I don't know. I still don't know a lot about this story, but I think it portrays really well the fame aspect of the story, and how you think you will have everything when you have fame, like you won't be alone, or you will have so much money to do everything that you want, but money can't buy everything. And the way parasocial relationships work nowadays, it is it is like horrible and scary, because we often forget that these actors and singers and these very famous people are also real people too. Like, yeah, they do get more money than most for a living. They make movies, or they have astonishingly amazing careers that you could only ever dream of having, but they are still humans at the end of the day. And it honestly talks about the pressure of being in this world, because this has been told many times before in like books and real life about what this world entails, and the parties and the drugs and the pressure of just fitting in when you were just like a normal person, in air quotations, when you were just normal a few days ago or a few months ago or whatever, and now you are just having parties with the most famous people in the world, and you don't know how to act, and you don't know what to think, and you feel like you need to be a certain someone to kind of fit in. And then you start just losing yourself. You lose yourself quite a bit. So I think that's mostly what this book is doing, but I'm still so very much intrigued on what led to our main character being where she is now, what happened between them, just a little bit of everything. And I'm at the 50% mark, and I hope that I get the answers like wrapped up very nicely, because sometimes books do that. So I just wanted to give you a little update because I just hit the 50% mark. As I said yesterday, I didn't work today, so I have been reading most of the day. Honestly, tomorrow I have a wedding, but I think I can get a little bit of reading done. This challenge ends on Sunday, so I will probably just finish this book, and that will be the end of the vlog, because I still need to film like 2 more reading vlogs for bookmas. and my other sit down videos and everything. But yeah, I just wanted to talk to you for a little bit, and now I'm just gonna show with my cats and keep reading. This book isn't by any means a thriller book. I think it reads more like fiction, kind of, because I don't think it's also romance or anything. But what we just found out, my flavor has been gasted. I am questioning everything I have read up until this point. Uh, this is like it answers a few things, but at the same time it doesn't. But I, where do we go from here? Oh my god, that was a great kind of plot twist to make you second guess everything you have read from this character's point of view. It makes her such an unreliable narrator. Oh, like, I mean, obviously, I won't spoil it for you or for anyone, but I have no words because I truly could never see that coming. I suspected something regarding that character, but not that. I am now 60% through this book. I need to keep on reading. I need to keep on reading. Let's talk our final updates. Today is Sunday and it is the last day of this blog. And first of all, I wanted to say that I did start another arc, but based on the fact that it is like 4 o'clock, I still have to shower and then drive home and everything. I don't think I'm gonna finish it today, but I did start another arc. But if you want to know my thoughts about that one, you should see my November wrap up. But let's talk about the arc that I did finish yesterday, which was Darkening Song. I can't forget the name of. I can't remember the name of the author, but I put it on the screen and I gave this one a 4.25. This was so good. I can't believe the I can't believe the way that you just put yourself out there whenever you request an arc based on what you think you like, and then that author, that book surprises you so much that, like, yeah, you have maybe high expectations with certain authors that you request from. Like, for example, I have requested from authors that I have read before, like Holly Jackson and Carol Stone, Sarah Adams, all that jazz. But whenever you step out of your comfort zone and try a new author, you are always so scared that you won't like it. And this one surprised me so much. I can't believe like this is a debut novel, because honestly this was so good. And I put in my review that you can really see our author's knowledge of the music industry based on how she wrote everything, and it was such a strong story. And at first, like, the this doesn't have like chapter numbers, it just has like povs, but almost to the end there was something that happened and I was like, we went through all of this for what? For this to happen in this such silly way? And then it surprised me, and another thing was happening and I was like, wait a damn minute. And I really love this book. I enjoy my time so much. I fell for the characters. I love the way that this author portrayed how you can lose yourself to fame in different ways, because we are following Alora and Ava. And Alora is the artist, like a singer, and Ava is the manager. And Ava loses herself in the fame in the sense that she was bullied whenever she was a child, and she ended up growing up with that resentment, and she always just wanted to try to be someone else other than that girl that people make fun of. And when she made it into the big leagues of music and everything, she just kind of lost herself in all that money. Like, I can get my friends to certain places, and I put so much of myself into my work that I don't leave anything else for anybody else. She had a relationship and she abused that relationship, or like left it behind, because she was so focused on our Aries and on making it on the music industry that she literally cared for nothing else. And when that thing happened to her, she was like, I have been working towards the wrong thing. And she realizes how bad she has been treating the people around her life, the ones that didn't care if she had money or not. And then you kind of just see her still being a little bit self-centered. And it's just so amazing how this author portrayed how fame can do these things to you, and how sometimes we forget that famous people are humans too. And that was that happened with Allura, one of our other main characters. She was depressed before, but when she entered the world of fame and music and everything, she lost herself even more. And there were some things that we find out that left me flabbergasted. And you just see her struggling so much, just trying to fit in, just trying to be what everybody wanted her to be. And there was a line in this book that really like stuck to me, because one of in the record label, when they were planning like her first music video and everything, they Alora had an idea of what she wanted, because she was like very critical in the sense of society and everything. And she had this idea, and whenever Eva presented that idea, the record was like skeptical. And then one of the persons that worked there was like, no, we should do this, because then she'll have like a cult following. And sorry, I think there's hair in my face. And the phrase cult following was honestly like so like mind blowing to me, because that really could happen. Like sometimes we forget that musicians, actors, everyone is a human too, and we just kind of put them in this pedestal. And whenever that person acts human, they just throw them out, and it's just, I don't think I could have the I don't think I have all the correct words to explain to you what this book did for me. I think everyone should read this book, especially if you love like the themes of Daisy Jones. I don't think Euphoria and Lucky's Girl Alive as much, because yes, I mean Euphoria with the drugs and everything, and Lucky's Girl Alive with one of the themes, which also I knew it. I knew that. I knew it. And yeah, I think I'll leave this blog here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you have been enjoying Bookmas so far. All of these books will be linked in my Benivo, but since these are arcs, they will be pre orders. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.